And we are rolling. What's up, guys? Welcome to Unlimited Freedom. This is Vaughn with Unlimited Freedom. I got a very special episode for you guys today. I have the co-founder of iCoinPro, also the creator of the micro profit trading strategy that is taught in iCoinPro. You guys are not going to want to miss this one. I think iCoinPro is the greatest opportunity around right now. I really do. And that's saying a lot because I'm involved in a lot of stuff. But this one is just head and shoulders above the rest. You really need to check this out, guys. Okay, so without further ado, let's get on into the program. All right, what's up, everybody? So we have Justin here, and Justin is the co-founder of iCoinPro, and he's also the developer of the strategies, right? So he developed the micro profit system, which is the name of the strategy that iCoinPro uses. Thank you very much for coming on the channel, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, I'm glad to be here, and it was good. It was good getting to meet you, and also, having a good conversation with you yesterday. Understanding a little bit of your history, where you're coming from,
Sure.
and it's a great acknowledgement that you've come into this system and started to research it, and immediately went, okay, there's something here.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was easy for me to see just because of my background in trading. But so many people out there are looking for an opportunity that really brings value, something that's really going to be long term,
Yeah.
especially in the world of crypto. And there's a lot of people out here who have done very, very well in crypto, right? Made a lot of money. And then there's also people who have gotten absolutely wrecked, right? And so kind of what my heart is through interviewing you and just for being part of iCoinPro is to bring something to the community that's going to, be something that, hey, if you do this and you take this seriously, this can be that life-changing opportunity for you. Now, it's not going to happen overnight, right? We're
Mhm.
not trying to get rich quick here,
No.
but if we practice the strategies, it will go that way. But anyway, I could probably talk all day. Justin, can you share a little bit about your story with us?
Yeah, sure. So like yourself, I'm an entrepreneur, network marketer. I've done affiliate marketing just so people kind of know my background. It's wild to think, but I'm almost like a quarter century now of working from home, doing either network marketing, affiliate marketing, and now obviously trading. Trading's the best thing. I wouldn't trade it for the world. Now that I've figured out the system, it was rough trying to figure it out. Okay. Trading is very, very difficult. And if anybody tells you it's not, they're lying to you. Um, but once you do have something that you figured out, and then you can develop software and tools to help you find that trade or that setup that you're looking for, it becomes something that becomes almost, repetitive. I do it over and over, over again. Honestly, what we do, Vaughn, is very much it's the same trade. I mean, that's really what we do over and over. It was just a matter of how do you find that needle in the haystack exactly when it's happening and when it's just right, you know.
Exactly.
Um, and so, but just to back up, yeah, I've done network marketing. I've been successful in that industry. I've also seen the good, the bad, and the ugly in that industry. One of the quickest teams I built in the field was with a company called Skinny Body Care back in the day, and I helped the owner redo some of the marketing there, and we blasted off from I had 5 affiliates, and I went to over 20,000 people in about 11 months with
Oh,
that system, which was great. But then I've also seen that completely crumble, fall apart over time. The hype wears off, and then the company got sold, and I don't get a check from Skinny Body Care anymore, right? It's gone. It's gone. So, I've seen that happen as well. Um, and I've also done affiliate marketing where I've had tremendous success. I've had months where I've made tens of thousands of dollars profit. My best month was almost six figures profit in a single month. And then I've seen that disappear in 3, 4 months when the company said, we're redoing this offer, or we're not doing it anymore. Or in one case, I had a guy copy all my campaigns. It was an affiliate manager, put his wife in, and they kicked me off of the program. Right. So I've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly there. And what it all boiled down to for me on my journey was, okay, what can I do online, which is totally in my control, right? It's some sort of skill, something I can do month in, month out but it's not dependent on a company. It's not dependent on an offer. It's not dependent on some hype or getting people pumped up that eventually it slows down or it ends. What's something that I can do that's really long term, and it led me to the concept of trading, which you think of being a day trader, right? That just sounds so glamorous. But
Yeah.
then when you actually look into the industry and you look at the statistics, it's not so glamorous for most people. Um, but fortunately, it did end up being something that worked out for me. And now what's even cooler is it's worked out for everybody else as long as you just learn the system and follow it. I don't think we can make it any simpler than we have. So that kind of brings you up to where we're at today.
So, yeah, I mean, my background is similar when it comes to network marketing. Everybody knows my story. I'm a, convicted felon, and once I got out of prison, I was able to get my insurance job back. I was a successful insurance broker. Did that for 2 years, got totally back on my feet, and then just the state, all of the states just yanked my license.
Hmm.
Uh, and I went from, just making a huge amount of money as a very successful salesperson to ground zero and thinking, man, what am I going to do? Right?
Yeah.
How am I going to survive? So luckily, I'm a talker. I got the gift of gab and I got the skills of sales. So yeah, I went into a lot of different companies and stuff like that. I'm going to tell you some things about myself, and then you tell me if I'm a network marketer. Okay, Justin?
Okay.
All right.
You're a network marketer
Yeah,
if.
exactly. Okay, so now I'm on the keto diet. Okay.
Hmm.
I got a house full of journals. Okay.
Okay.
And not just any journals. These are official network marketer journals, right? Very expensive stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. I got a closet full of Amway products. I own a Kirby vacuum cleaner. Okay.
Oh,
I do 700 push ups a day. And like I was telling you earlier, this year I might be a millionaire or I might be bankrupt.
yep.
So
Yep.
I'm a network marketer. Now I'm being facetious here and joking around, but with the journey, you look for something like you said that's going to last and that's going to be stable, right?
Yes.
You want, because once the hype is over, once it's all the first big push of a company is over, then you got the question of sustainability.
Yep.
So, having said that, how long have you guys been doing iCoinPro?
Well, okay, so 2017 is when we started the company. We launched the company, um, and it was again we didn't know where it was totally going to go. I feel like we were kind of guided, and thank God for that we've ended up where we are today.
Mhm.
It was we started out with just the concept of educating people about crypto because back in 2017, and I know now it's like, yeah, you got Trump talking about crypto, you got this, all these celebrities at Bitcoin, and they're talking about their, and it's like it seems like it's everywhere,
Mhm.
which to a certain degree it is, but in as far as being utilized and people truly involved, it's really not. I mean, crypto, hardly anybody uses crypto at all still. So we're still really, really new. But if you could even imagine in 2017, it was even more new than it is now. And there wasn't a lot of education, right? You want to talk about going down rabbit holes. You could go down numerous rabbit holes just trying to understand how wallets work, how Bitcoin worked, why it existed, all these different things. It was something that was you could get very, very lost, and not only lost, you could end up getting scammed at that point very easily. You could end up involved in a scam and not even know. They had all these Bitcoin doublers and triplers and make 1% guaranteed profit a day and all these different things. And
Yeah.
they were all things that in the normal financial industry had already been eradicated essentially. Um,
Mhm.
but because crypto was an unregulated financial market, the usual actors kind of showed up there and did their thing for a while. That's gone away by and large now, and I think people are wiser about it. But there's still, the occasional thing that promises pie in the sky. But I think, these industries, they've evolved, and so we wanted to educate people initially. But I got personally obsessed with trading
Mhm.
Bitcoin
Yeah.
and other cryptos, and really understanding that because to be honest with you, it scared the heck out of me back in 2017. It scared the heck out of me to think of investing my hard-earned dollars in something like Bitcoin because it was so volatile, and we didn't know if the U.S. government was going to ban it. We didn't know if the Chinese government was going to do something to try to shut it all down. It was very, very new, so it was tough to stomach holding it through the crazy movements. And I'm kind of glad I didn't, because if I just invested, yeah, I mean, it would have been great returns, obviously. Um, but I would have never learned what I know now, and I would have never learned how to trade it. And at this point, for the new person who's coming in, um, and I say this in a couple of the videos, where's the opportunity for the new guy who's trying to buy Bitcoin at 100 grand, right? I mean, let's
Right.
say, let's say, listen, back in the day when Bitcoin was dollars, tens of dollars, hundreds of dollars, $1,000, okay? If you bought $100 worth of Bitcoin, you could become wealthy over the period of 9 years, okay?
Yeah.
10 years. Now, how about today? You buy $100 worth of Bitcoin. Bitcoin goes all the way to 200,000, which would be unreal, a Herculean task to do for the market. And guess what? Now you've waited all that time, might be a year, 2 years, could be a month, we don't know. But
Yeah.
now how much do you have? You got $200,
Yeah.
right? For the average person, that's not going to change their life anymore. So now we've got bigger money moving in, stuff like that. So it's a very different market at this point, and the days of insane wealth overnight, yeah, there might be some in the meme coins and all that craziness that's going on, but it's also a quick way to lose $100 as well. So I'm really grateful that we're at where we're at, because we are, whether Bitcoin does go to 200 or goes to 2000, we're able to surf these markets in a way that keeps our users protected and consistently increasing your balance and compounding your returns. And again, there's always risk in trading. Please see all the disclaimers and everything like that. And if you just randomly buy stuff, Lord help you. We don't know what's going to happen, but if you follow the system, we really have proven the system over a long, long period of time and refined it and know the pitfalls. And it doesn't matter, Vaughn, if we're in a bull market, bear market, we really don't care. There's opportunities all the time in either market, for us to just continue to increase our balance. So, yep.
Absolutely. And that's what I try to communicate to people, that when you learn how to trade and you learn the type of forex trading and futures trading that we do, then it doesn't really matter if the market's going up or down, right? Because you can benefit from it either way just by, predicting where the next move is going to be. Now, what you guys got to do is once you get iCoinPro, right, you got to go through the classes. And I brought these here. These are my certificates. I just did these today, this morning, but I wanted to go through them and show you because these are nice, right? You've got after you go through the class and you pass the quiz, you get a certificate here, right? And this is the micro profit squeeze strategy. There's my certificate. And then I also have my certificate here. This is the micro profit buy the dip strategy. So you want to go through the squeeze strategy first, and then you want to go through the buy the dip strategy. And then the program actually has a trade finder that will locate trades for you. So you just get into your crypto broker, boom, go to the trade finder. It shows you all the dips. And then you look at those, and based on what you learned here, you're going to decide which trades to take and which trades not to take. Would that be a fair assessment of what people
Yep.
need to do?
Yes, and it's so simple now, but man, I mean, you just can't even imagine how long it's taken to get to this simplicity. You know what I'm saying? And also cutting out the noise, because I mean, like any trader, you try a lot of different things. I mean, you have to really figure out what your edge is going to be. What's so cool too, Vaughn, is that this edge that we have is not just something that I can do or you can do, but we anybody who uses the system can use and follow and do these same trades and have this same edge. And I don't know a lot of trading strategies which are so duplicatable for people. I think
Right.
a lot of the top traders have a level of intelligence that's abnormal, right?
Mm.
And they can see patterns or understand things or how markets move that give them an edge, but it's not like they could teach you how to do it. You know what I'm saying? It's
Right.
very much like, wow, I've seen this pattern a million times. Oh, 10 years ago, this is what happened. And I remember that. And now I know what to do to trade it. But the thing about the micro profit system is it's as black and white as you can make it. I mean, you're literally like squeeze bubble 1, 2, 3 money. It's there or it's not there.
Right.
It's once you see it, you can't unsee it, and it's something that somebody honestly, I try to be dumb in the markets. Like I when I think I'm smarter than the market, that's usually I'll get myself into trouble. But when I'm just dumb and I'm like, I don't see my squeeze bubble 1, 2, 3 money, I'm not going to trade it, even if I think the coin's going to do this, right? It's what works and it keeps working. And some of the one thing I'll just share with you, a funny thing about trading. Some of the worst trades I ever had, Vaughn, were ones where I did make 100% really quickly on the trade.
Yeah.
And I'll
Yeah.
tell you why. And it's
Mm.
funny, I think you understand,
Mm.
because it makes you hunger for that again. And they're so rare to get. I mean, really, they are. For you to time it and get into it and quickly make like 100% on a trade is almost impossible. And the funny thing that happened, and this was back when I was in that discovery phase from like April 2017 up through September 2019. Um, when I would get those trades, then I would be like, man, I just like double my balance. I'm just killing it. I'm so smart. And then I'd go and try and do it again. And guess what would happen, Vaughn? I'd hold on to that freaking trade. It
Mm.
would go down 30%.
Mm.
And I'd lose 30% of that money I just made, 30% of my balance, right? And then
Mm.
I go, well, that stinks. I want to quickly make that back because I don't want to lose that balance. And so then I do another one, and then I lose 50% of what I have in my account on that next one. And then next thing I know, 2, 3 more trades, I've lost everything that I made on that 100% trade trying to chase another 100% trade like that. And so what I've learned is that, slow and steady wins the race. You said that at the beginning, right? Slow and steady wins the race. Um, Doing those small base hits and compounding your balance is the way to create potential wealth. You know what I'm saying, for yourself. And then what's really great is once you grow your balance where it's big enough, and you're trading with a larger amount, um, even if you start with thousands of dollars and grow it to that, I recommend that highly because it's so important to walk that walk and take that journey so that
Mm.
you will understand the markets and be comfortable trading. Once you're trading with like 6 figures, it's a way different thing than when you're trading with 4 figures, right? It's very,
Agree.
very different. You've got to have the confidence, the presence of mind, everything to when you've got 20,000 down and you need to buy another position, you've got to understand it. To me, it doesn't even phase me. I don't even think about it because like I've done these so many times, but it's
Yeah.
great to walk that walk. But it's like I think you mentioned this last night was when you do 1% of $100, it's $1. 1% of 1,000, it's $10, and 1% of 10,000, it's $100, right? And it's so cool once you get up to a larger amount. Some months, man, you just have to work a couple days and you made what you need to make and then some for the month. And if you want to trade more that month, you can do it. If you want to go to Maui and just take off and not even pay attention to the markets, you have that option. So stick with it. Compound your balance. Don't worry about if you sell a trade and it goes way up from where you sell it. Okay, because I found one thing, I will wrap up with this: the human mind, the psychology of trading. particularly when you're new. Now, after you've traded for a while and you've had your nose bloody, this doesn't affect you as much. But when you're a new trader, your mind tends to remember every trade where you sold it and it went way higher, but it immediately erases every trade where you sold it and it went way lower, right?
Mhm.
So the
Yeah.
next trade you get into, you're like, oh man, maybe this is the one that I should have held on to, and it's going to go way higher. And it kind of tricks you where maybe you had three trades that went way higher, but then you had 15 trades that all went lower. And it tricks you into thinking, oh man, this is the, I got to hold on to this. You just don't. You just follow the system, get in, get out, make your money, take the definite cash off the table, and then there'll be another trade and you can compound and it's just safer. Make 1% three times. Don't try to make 3% one time if that makes sense.
Of course. And that's one of the keys here is that we're not trying to we're not trying to catch like 100 pips, right?
No.
We're trying to just get micro profits and repeat that process, right? And then over time and with the compounding effect, of course, that's going to bring our accounts up. Justin, what would you say to somebody who has tried trading in the past, they've blown some accounts, and they're scared to get back into the game?
Well, the first thing is if they've blown accounts, it's because of leverage or options. All right, that's how people get themselves into trouble. I don't teach that in this system, and it's something that only people who are truly disciplined, advanced traders should even try to play with leverage or options. I don't even personally use it because we kind of have what's weird is we have almost like a leveraged trading strategy, but we don't use leverage. And so, what leverage is, for those who might not know, it's where you're borrowing money, okay? And you're exaggerating your gains, but you're also exaggerating your losses. So, say you have $1,000 and you're 10x leverage, you're essentially borrowing $10,000 to trade with. So, if the coin goes up 1%, you've made a 10% profit on your $1,000. But guess what? If it goes down 1%, you've lost 10%. If it goes down 5%, you're 50% lost. And if it goes down 10%, your account is gone. Okay. And so that's how people get into trouble. So I don't teach that in this system. Um, and we don't have to, because with the Trade Finder software, we find what are called our buddy coins. These are the coins that we want to trade. It can trade change day to day to day. All right.
Mhm.
I never get married to any coin at all because I don't know what I'm going to like one day and what I'm not going to like one day. But the what happens is the crypto markets are unique and they move kind of like lemmings, right? So when Bitcoin goes down, everything kind of goes down almost without exception. When Bitcoin's dumping, everything's dumping pretty much at the same time. When Bitcoin goes up, things overall are rising. Sometimes the altcoins like to lag behind Bitcoin, but that's a whole different story. But they tend to rise and the market tends to follow. So Bitcoin's like a big bully, right? But here's an interesting thing: Bitcoin might go down and do a dip, and it only goes down like 1%, 2%, right? And there's not a lot of profit in that dip trade. If you trade Bitcoin, there's only maybe 1% potential profit on the trade.
Mhm.
But with our software, what it does is it finds these altcoins that are moving much more dynamically than Bitcoin and with really good volume. And so maybe our software, Bitcoin might drop 2%, but our software finds a coin that if you trade that coin, it has a 10% potential profit on that dip trade, right? So instead of making a 1% profit on Bitcoin, you're making a 10% potential profit. And it's almost like you are 10x leveraged, but you don't have the risk of leverage. All right. If that coin does go down another 10%, you can just buy more in the strategy. And then when it all mean reverts, it's called mean reversion. When it reverts back up to the normal price or the buyers show up, then you can sell that whole thing for a tremendous profit. And so that's why our system works so well, why people are able to get such fast results and do it in a way that's safe and risk-free without using those leverage products or other products that can expose them to risk. Not that we don't have people who use it, we do, and some of them do very, very well. But you got to be so quick, man. You got to have that stop loss in like instantly because you can blow out your account in a hurry with those type of things. So that's, again, for somebody who's tried it before, um, that's one of the big things, is that you won't be doing that here. Okay. And then the second thing is, and I think you really summed this up last night on the webinar, is that we're very exact in what we teach. Okay. We're not going to leave you with a lot of gray area. Um, uh, People can do a lot of these trading courses, and you come out the other end and you're like, what am I supposed to do? Like, you're drawing triangles and support and resistance and Fibonacci levels, and it works 20% of the time. You know what I'm saying? 20% of the time you're right, and then maybe you lose all the other times. You're just not sure what exactly to do. In traditional trading courses, I think you can give 100 people a chart, and they're going to tell you 100 different ways they're going to trade it after they've done it. Whereas with the micro profit system, we're very exact what we're looking for, what we're trying to do, what our pattern is. And if you give 100 people a chart and they've done the micro profit system, they're going to give you all the same answer. Yep, this is what I'm looking for. This is the potential, et cetera, et cetera. And I think that'll be a really refreshing change for people who've done other trading courses. We're not trying to baffle you with, a bunch of training that just keeps you busy, so you keep paying the subscription. No, we want you in action in 1 week and trading with the system and getting results.
How much is the subscription?
Uh, Unbelievably inexpensive. I mean, for what we offer, we're about $100 to start for a person, and then $50 a month if they have everything we have, including our trading portal software. So we want it to be something that anybody can have access to, kind of like crypto. I mean, we want people to truly be able to change their lives with it, and we want our monthly cost almost be a non-entity for you. I mean, $50 is, you can do that in a single trade. It's not,
Oh yeah.
it's not something we even think about. But again, there are other systems that are, I saw one a little while ago. It was like 10 grand to learn their strategy. And when you dug deeper, the strategy was terrible. I mean, it was just
Oh
awful.
yeah.
But they were making all their money from selling the
Mhm.
hope or dream of trading rather than real trading. And then I think there were hundreds of dollars a month for their signals. And, you can really lose an arm and a leg in trading from bogus courses, and then also trying to use what they're teaching you. And then you're losing the money you had to trade with. Just terrible. So,
Well, yeah, I mean, and then there's a free boot camp, isn't there, with
yes.
iCoinPro? So I
Yep.
mean, you don't even have to put any money down up front. You can check it out for yourself, and to me, it's a no-brainer, a total no-brainer. I wish I would have discovered this when you guys first came out, but they're with anything that's good like that, you always wish that, right? Now, I think that the altcoin trading is the new lightning in the bottle, right? Bitcoin was our lightning in the bottle years ago. If you would have got 100 Bitcoin when it was a dollar, that's lightning in a bottle, man. That's a once in a lifetime thing. But with this altcoin trading that we have now, you know, the opportunity is here to really grab that and to make you know, a substantial change in your life, right? By being able to learn how to do that. Now, I got a couple more questions for you. I don't want to keep you too long here, Justin, but how many trades would you say you make per day when you're on a working day?
It depends. What's kind of funny is when you have a smaller balance, you'll tend to do more trades. And the reason is because there's liquidity in the markets, which means how many buyers and sellers. Obviously, when you're trading $1,000, there's a lot more trades you can get into than when you're trading 100,000, right? So you have to be more aware of the liquidity in the market, the buyers and the sellers, to move a $10,000 or $20,000 position quickly versus $100,000. These markets will eat that up on almost any coin. So I've always told people that it's easier to take the smaller amount and quadruple, you know what I'm saying, with
Mhm.
double, just really expand, expand, expand. Then once you get up to where, you're trading a larger balance, it might take you a handful of trades each month to make what you want to make for the month. And one thing about what we've created is it's a system that is the intention behind it is not to make overnight millionaires, right? Anytime you hear that in trading, it's almost guaranteed you're going to lose your money. I mean, that's just what I've seen. Okay.
Mm.
My purpose in developing this system was how can we give people a new vehicle that can replace whatever their income is from their job and give them an alternative lifestyle where they're free, right? And they can, do these couple trades and, make the money that they need to cover their financial plan, whatever they need to make 5 grand a month, 10 grand a month. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And do that. And then anything beyond that is kind of gravy for them for the month. And they can have a lifestyle that they've never experienced. Jason Lancaster is a great example
Yes.
because he used to work a government job. You know what I'm saying? Tons of hours. Hardly saw his family. Got just not a lot of free time. And now the guy has freedom, man. We have freed him from the modern day slavery of a government position or the job, just over broke. And I know we always used to talk about that in networking. Oh man, you're gonna we're gonna free you from that, and that just didn't happen. I really believe in our vehicle. I think people can do it, and they can do it in a way that's sustainable for them. That's the other thing, is it's not just, you don't need a bull market, you don't need a bear market, you need these markets to exist, you need the software, and then you need to be consistent. The other thing too is you're only going to make what the market gives you each day and no more, right? So if there's no trades that day, do you know how many trades I'm doing, Vaughn? None.
None.
But if there's a day where the market is moving, I may, give my wife a kiss and say, honey, I'm just going to be in the salt mines all day mining. You know what I'm saying? And making,
Amen.
I've
Hmm.
literally had days where she's like, dude, haven't you made enough money today? I mean, it's like we could, we got some other stuff, but it's, you just move while the market moves. Um, and the bigger your balance gets, I mean, again, for me, I don't live to trade. I trade to live. So
Right.
once I honestly hate thinking about markets and stuff like that. So I don't even think about them. Like I'd much rather be out, not this time of year, but surfing or running around with my kid, my 9-year-old, or hanging out with my 20-year-old and doing whatever we want to do. And then if my phone pings and it's a great trade, I'll hit it, make whatever money's available for me, and then go back to it. But I probably average, maybe if you really look at like a long period of time, maybe 1 to 2 trades a day. I know other people who go crazy with the system and they want to
Hmm.
really, but for me, it's like I've been doing this for a long time, man. I'm just like, give me a couple of really good trades. I make a good amount of money, and then and then I'm out doing what I want to do. Other than
Yeah,
that,
absolutely. So you don't have to quit your job to do this.
no,
You,
no,
you
no,
know,
no,
it's
no.
not like the program is demanding you sit in front of your computer for 10 hours.
No, absolutely not. That is the antithesis of what I want to do with my
Yeah.
life. I want to honestly hardly work and make a lot of money, right? And that's what the goal is, and it's accomplishable. Now, again, you got to grow your balance, and that happens through compounding and just following the system over time wherever you want to start. And there are going to be months where you're going to do a lot more on your balance just because the market's going to give you a lot more. And then there are going to be months where there's just not a lot you're liking or want to get involved in. And that's just part of playing the game of trading, right? You that's how you do it. What's cool too, I mean, is um, what our system gives you is the option to continue to increase your balance no matter which way these crypto markets are going, whether they're bullish like they've been or they're bearish. There's opportunities we can keep taking advantage of over and over again. But it gives you something where you can always have a portion of your investment money or whatever that you can play with and continue to grow, continue to grow, continue to grow. And then if you're somebody who loves crypto and you want to grow your crypto portfolio, right? Again, you're going to get sharper at that. Sean Logan's a great person when it comes to that, talking about how he now just doesn't make super dumb mistakes with his portfolio, like buying when it's feverish and people are, buying the feverish top where things are just
Oh,
going up, and you buy it and then it's like you're instantly down 50% in 2 months on what you invested. Like he's just so much smarter, knowing when it's potentially a bottoming area, where it's potentially a top area. So you'll become smarter with that, but you'll always have this vehicle where you'll be able to keep some of your capital and continue to grow it. And then when those opportunities do present, where you feel like the market has hit a bottoming area, where you want to accumulate some coin and do that type of stuff, you're going to have more capital to play with there, but always keep some where you can just trade it. You know what I'm saying? And
oh
do
yeah.
that, and then you get better at selling when we're near a top, and being happy with yourself rather than hating yourself if it does go a little higher. It can go higher, it can go lower. Guys, it can go anywhere. I've had experiences where, I've taken big losses when I was learning. I've experienced Luna, where a coin went from, half a billion, 50 billion, 52 billion, I think was the market cap, to zero within 48 hours. Okay. Anything can happen in these crazy crypto markets, but if you stick to what we're doing, you're going to keep yourself protected to the best of your ability in these markets,
Yes.
for sure.
Once again, guys, the class will protect you from that, right? The class will show you how to stop your losses, right? So that you don't get dumped out, right?
Exactly.
And so, it's just I mean, it's a beautiful system. Now, I want to talk a little bit quickly about the power line. One of the things that I think is going to be interesting for you, especially you team builders out there, you guys out there, I know you're watching, they're lurking, man. The leaders are lurking, right?
Oh
And they're
yeah.
looking for an opportunity to get on board. And so, can you talk a little bit about the power line? By the way, I've been having my Live Good E3
Ah,
supplement, which is delicious.
cool.
And I'm also a big, I'm a big Live Good guy, right? I talk about that
Yep.
on the channel as well. But and so it's kind of a similar deal. Can you talk a little bit about
Yeah.
that?
So yeah, we adopted a network marketing structure for this company, because one, I love network marketing. I don't love what it's become with the overpriced products and stuff like that. And you mentioned Live Good. I think Ben is doing an amazing job with that company.
Amen.
He's also a good friend of mine. He's part of the reason why I even got into Bitcoin, because it was between him and Paul buying up Bitcoin back in 2017 that I was finally like, okay, I need to start paying attention to this.
Yeah.
So, and Ben Galinsky, for those who don't know, so he actually helped us craft this plan for iCoinPro. We use his software, so he's already talked about this. He has a stake in iCoinPro, and he's helped us, create the company that we have. But the one thing that's interesting about iCoinPro, and I firmly believe this, I believe we're one of the few products in network marketing's history that truly, truly makes sense in a network marketing structure. And the
Mhm.
reason I say that is because people can succeed in iCoinPro even if they never refer a single person to the company, because you can just use the system and trade. And we have people like Jason Lancaster, who made over 6 figures last year using the
Yeah.
system. Do you know how many?
Yeah.
I don't even know how many people he has in his organization. He might not have anybody. I really honestly don't even know. Okay. But
Mhm.
does he care? No. All right. So when you're looking at building something in network marketing for the long haul, you need a product or service that truly gets the person what they want. And it's got to have real value. So one of the challenges with network marketing, and I realized this a number of years ago when I went to one of the, I think it was a GoPro conference. Yeah, it was a GoPro conference, and they had a whole panel where they were talking, Vaughn, about Amazon and eBay. And
Mhm.
man, they were mad. Okay, they were mad for two reasons: because their affiliates were on there selling their discounted affiliate price products, right, on Amazon and eBay for, their companies. They didn't
Mhm.
want that to happen anymore. All right. And the second thing was, all these companies were, once they proved that a product was hot in network marketing, and like CBD oil or one of these things that caught fire, a million different companies reverse engineered their products would make better ones, put like organic or maybe more natural ingredients or better ingredients in it, and then put them on Amazon and eBay and sell them for way less than the network marketing companies were, and they'd have better reviews, right? So it was like, to me, it was like, wow, this industry is going to have challenges. And that's why Ben was so smart with Live Good, because his products are priced like he puts together amazing products, right? And with better ingredients than anybody else. Yeah, he does a great job, and he's also competitive in the marketplace, and I think that's why that company's done so well. But as far as iCoinPro, we adopted the Powerline system. The Powerline system just creates a sense of urgency, and people need that. It's just like, if you remember back, see if you remember this, when J.C. Penney, there was a CEO that took over there. I can't remember his name, but he said, like, we're going to get rid of sales. All we're going to do is have the lowest price all the time. And do you know what happened to J.C. Penney? It tanked, right? He
Yeah.
about killed that freaking company because
Oh
he
yeah.
removed the sense of urgency and a deadline for people to make a decision, a purchasing decision. Okay. And so what the power line does is it just creates that, every Wednesday night, there's a benefit, you might get some people put underneath you. You can get the highest position you get in the matrix. You know what I'm saying? It creates that constant sense of urgency. But on top of that, that's awesome. But again, we talked about hype before. That eventually always runs out, right? But what we have with the free boot camp and the actual product is probably the strongest product ever put into a network marketing structure, because the end user can spend $50 a month and make way, way more than that potentially. All
Oh
right.
yeah.
Every single month. And once we've got somebody in and they're using the system and trading with it, we have a lifelong customer that's not going to go anywhere. As long as we have these crypto markets, okay, we can continue to do what we do. And the other thing is we're not a strategy that is reliant on a particular type of market. A lot of times what happens is people have a strategy and it works when the market's bullish, okay? And then once the market stops going up, guess what happens? They keep doing it and then they lose all their money because it just doesn't work in a different market condition. Same thing, the market changes and starts going down. They have a strategy that works, but then when it gets bullish, they don't have it and it doesn't work anymore. Okay. The beauty
Yeah.
of what we do is it doesn't matter which direction the market's going. The only thing we don't like is just totally flat and sideways. We like volatility. We thrive on that. That's when we dynamically increase our balances. But other than that, it's not something I've traded through March 12th, all right, where Bitcoin lost 50% in a single day. All the altcoins lost everything. It just imploded the whole market. And I walked away with profit on that day. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because of this system. We've also traded through bull markets, numerous bull markets now, three of them, I think. So again, we know the strategy will continue to work for people, and they're going to have something they keep coming back to every single month, finding value, and we're charging way, way under what their, the value of what the system is. I mean, dude, I had a trade the other day. I made over $1,200 using the system. Okay, in a single trade. Yes, I trade. I have a bigger balance. Okay, it was really easy to do in about 30, I think 40 minutes is what the trade took me. Okay, are you going to cancel a $50 a month subscription when you can do something like that with it in 30, 40 minutes? Absolutely not. You'd be a fool. Nobody's doing it.
Absolutely not. Yeah, and if people follow the system, I dare say they're not going to lose 50% in a day. If you're
Oh God.
following the system, you can't do that. Right? I
No.
mean, you're if you're going with with what the teaching and guys, this teaching, I mean, you're not going to be sitting there for a month, right? You can go, I mean, this teaching is concise, it's clear, it tells you what to do, A, B, C, D,
Yep.
breaks it down. So it's and if you stick by it, you're going to be in a position to succeed. So I appreciate you talking about the power line. Yeah, there's a lot of potential here with what's going on with this program. And they always say you got to become a product of the product, right?
Mhm.
And this is a product that any marketer, I think, should be able to get behind because it's something that it really works and it's going to be really adding value to people's lives. And once again, they're not charging an arm and a leg for it. I mean, these signals come in, man, and you just go to the markets and you check it out, and if it's good, you get in, and it's just a I've and this is saying something because I've been in trading a long time. I've never seen a more well put together system, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm so grateful to my DeFi guru because he's the one who introduced me to you, and he's the one who introduced
Yeah.
me to the system. And he's also doing a lot of great stuff in crypto. Jason, the guy you had on the webinar, he was amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing guy, amazing testimony, and very relatable guy. I mean, guys, if you get a chance, you should come on these webinars, right?
Yeah.
Because they're really informative, and it's good just to feel plugged into a community and to to have that constant feedback and the mentality of, hey, I'm going to do this, I'm going to take this seriously, and this is going to be something I can run with.
The other challenge with trading markets is um, timing them on the bigger time frames is so freaking difficult, right? Thinking you're going to sell the top and buy the bottom, is insanity. You will never ever do that in a million years. Okay.
Yeah,
We could have just hit the top at 108K. Do I know whether we did or not? I have absolutely no idea. There's a lot of people out there who will tell you their opinion. Okay. They'll tell you we're going to 200K, and we might be, but I challenge, try to time that journey and how exactly it's going to happen and buy the perfect bottom and sell the perfect top.
yeah,
You will absolutely drive yourself nuts. You don't know when it's going to change. And often markets move in a way and get to where they're going in such a surprising and almost counterintuitive way. You just when they dump huge, and that was what they needed to clear the order books out, so then it can push through a key resistance and go higher. It's so freaky how it works. And like I get it, I understand it now after doing it for so long. But you know what I do, Vaughn? I just do exactly what I teach. I don't try to like do anything other than that because every time I try to be smarter than the market, it ends up being bad. And if I just stick to what we teach, my balance keeps going up. I'm a pleasant, happy person to be around. My wife appreciates that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And I just am having fun with it. And then I'm out trading and I jump off my surfboard and I look at my phone and then I do a trade and make 200 bucks. And then I go back to surfing. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's what I want in my life. Money doesn't bring you ultimate happiness in the end. It's the lifestyle. And this can create such a cool lifestyle for people and people who have never experienced being able to be in charge of their own schedule and work on their own terms and then be able to make a significant amount of money very quickly and then experience freedom to go out and do stuff they want to do in their lives and not have to report in. That is the opportunity that we have, but it's going to take just a little bit of learning, and then execution, discipline, doing it over and over and over again until one day you wake up and you look at your balance and look at what you're making, like Jason said. He's like, man, I could actually do this full time. This is possible. Uh,
Yes,
so,
yes.
yep.
That was another great piece of his story is that he didn't start off full time. He was working
No.
while he was
Mhm.
doing it, but then he got to the point where he became good enough to where he was actually able to leave his job and do this full time.
Yep.
So Justin, man, thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate it. I know you got things to do, so I'm gonna let you get about your day, get about your business. But dude, thank you so much. And guys, if you got any questions or comments, leave them in there. Now, how can the people get a hold of you?
Probably the best place is on Facebook. That's where I am a lot of the time. Facebook.com/ the micro profit system. That's actually my Facebook
Okay.
username for my personal account. So they can connect there. Is a good point. I also do like a daily morning market analysis pretty much every day. So I'll look at the crypto markets and see what pattern or structure we're potentially building, what the key resistances are, stuff like that. So we can kind of get an idea of when the market might move more dynamically potentially. But yeah, so yeah, that's probably the best place to contact us. Hmm.
All right, man. Well, thank you again for coming through, and we hope to have you back on the show real soon.
Awesome. All right, Vaughn. Thank you and
All right.
continued success, man. I can't wait to see where you're at in 6 months, year, with this and everything that you're doing. It's going to be awesome. So congrats
Me
again.
too, bro. Me too. All right. Talk to you soon. All right, guys, I hope you got some great value out of that content. Don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, ring the notification bell, drop me a comment. Let me know what you think. Okay, I always love hearing from you guys in my comment section. We'll see you guys real soon. I got a lot of great content coming up real soon, so stay tuned. This is the Unlimited Freedom Network.